Hello everyone, I am Rubina Said with my channel Wise and Very in the series of remedies. So before I start today's topic, I want to read this disclaimer. No content of this video or channel should ever be used as a substitute for direct medical advice from your doctor. I say your discretion is advised. So today's topic is drinking olive oil. Let me give you a little background. So I was doing my postdoc in North Shore Hospital in Manhasset in Long Island, and a fresh PhD came from Italy to do her postdoc. And it so happens that we were eating the lunch around the same time. So, I would go to lunchroom around 2, and in few minutes' time, she would show up. And I noticed a couple of things about her. Number one thing was that she would eat pasta every day. I mean, different kind, but it would be pasta. And another thing was that she takes a small bottle of extra virgin olive oil from her lunchbox every day, and drink olive oil, maybe a tablespoon or so before eating lunch. And she would wait a few minutes, and then she would eat pasta. So after seeing this for a few days, one day I asked her, why do you drink olive oil? And she said, oh, it's very common to drink olive oil in Italy. It's very good for your digestive system, and it moisturizes your skin. So I do see that her skin looks very good. And I had very dry skin. And I use a lot of moisturizers and all different kind of things, especially during winter. It's terrible. So I thought I should try. And my mother always said, that if you want to try something new and want to see its effect, do it in the fasting, early in the morning. So I started drinking a tablespoon of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil in the morning. And few weeks time, I start seeing that, my skin is not that dry. And to this date, I do drink olive oil, and my skin, even in the winter, doesn't dry that much. Actually, it works. You can get away without any moisturizer. So I looked up on internet, if it's have any other benefits, and it does have a lot of other benefits. So drinking olive oil, actually, you have heart benefit, you have bone benefits, and your digestive health is good for stabilizing blood sugar levels. So it's actually has a lot of benefits. So while I was in the topic of uh, uh, drinking olive oil, I decided to talk about another oil. So what is olive oil for an Italian is mustard oil for an Indian, you can say that. So mustard oil is very, very common in Indian subcontinent, and it is used in commonly used in kitchen in cooking. A lot of vegetables are cooked in it, gram flour, soups, fritters, frying, samosa frying, a lot of the things. It's very common to use. And in America, it's banned for internal use for cooking. It's labeled as for external use only. And but this oil is actually very good for few things. It is banned for its reason of having erucic acid in it, and it may cause fatty degeneration of the heart, a condition known as myocardial lipidosis, leading to lipid accumulation in the heart tissue, reducing contractility of the heart muscle. And this is the reason that it is labeled as for external use only. But the good part is that it has monounsaturated fatty acid which boost good cholesterol. So it is good for your considered good for your heart. But what I can tell you that, it's been used in Indian subcontinent for a very long time, for maybe thousands of years. And their population is thriving, and we didn't have that many diseases there either. Just recently that it started, we started having industrial food and having all those problems, health problems. But before that, we were lean, we were, not like that. But that was actually true for most of the world. Anyways, so the thing that I wanted to share with you was that when I was a kid, and I have six siblings, my grandmother would always, whenever we have, any of us would have a cut or bruise or a scratch or anything, she would put a drop of mustard oil on that, directly on that wound, and she would put band-aid on it, and forget about this, before you know it, if you don't get it wet, before you know it, couple of days, you're good to go. Now, I was talking to my brother the other day, and we discussed that how my father has a mark on his belly, which my brother heard directly from my father what it was, but I heard many, many times from my grandmother, my father's mom. And she must be traumatized by the event, to an extent that, she would frequently discuss about those things. And one of the things that, she would talks about was that, in 1947, at the time of the partition, they were at home regular day, and all of a sudden a mob entered into the house with swords and knives. And my father got stabbed in his belly by one of the mob member. And it was so deep, the wound was so deep, the cut was so deep that my grandmother could see his intestine. It was still intact in his abdominal cavity, but she could see it. She got so traumatized because there is no time to go to hospital or anything like that. So whatever the scarf she was wearing, she soaked the scarf in the middle part of the scarf, in mustard oil, and she closed the wound and she put it tight on his belly, and they just flee the home. And she kept the mustard oil with her, and she would put those drop drop of mustard oil every other day on the wound without really opening the bandage or the scarf. And in 2 weeks' time, when she finally opened it after all that turmoil, she could no longer see the intestine, and it still needs to go for a few more weeks or so. And she kept doing the same thing, and eventually the whole thing was healed. So this was one of the things that I wanted to share with you um, in this video. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.